It's Dr. Sonia here with Jump First, and today we're talking course creation basics. And I want to give you some of the answers that I get a lot for, like, the questions I get a lot. I'm on the go, so I'm over here like with all these thoughts in my head, but I want to set the tone for this week because this week I really want to get into the nuances of course creation. So, like, what are some of the common questions, but also, like, how do you actually set up the course? Now, you already know that one thing I'm always going to be a proponent of is pre-selling the course. Okay, so these things that I'm going to be talking about this week are the things that are going to happen after you pre-sell your course. One of the reasons you're going to pre-sell your course, that's a common question, is how do I know my course topic is going to work? How do I know it's going to sell? Well, if you pre-sell it, then you've already validated it. The other way that you're validating your course topic is really all the advice that you've given and putting your content out there. You got to create some content, okay? I'm talking social media content, not the content for your courses. You create the content for your courses after you have students enrolled, all right? Like, that's the easiest and fastest way to actually getting your course done. Not only does it make you want to get the course done, like, you know what I mean, instead of sitting on the information that you've been sitting on, and we'll talk a little bit about information as well because there are some nuances there. But instead of sitting on what you've been creating, all that content you've been pouring into your course, what happens when you pre-sell your course is, number one, your students inform your content. So they're going to tell you where they are, what they need the most help with, all those things. So it'll help you create content that they really need and not have you spending a lot of time and energy second guessing, okay, and wondering if the content that you're creating is going to meet them where they currently are. The second thing it does is, once people are enrolled, you have to finish your content. You have to get it out there, even if you are creating it week by week, which, again, I am a fan of, a proponent of. Stop overwhelming yourself. This really doesn't have to be that complicated. So get your students enrolled first, get your peeps and seeds. Now, let me back up for a second, because if you don't know what I do, my name is Dr. Sonia. I talk all things premium courses, whether they're online or face-to-face. I teach you how to package your knowledge, your wisdom, your life experiences into the format of those courses, luxury coaching and mentorship brands and programs, so you can get your message out to the world, because you are not supposed to stay local. You're supposed to be global, and courses are one of the fastest and easiest ways to do that. And I'm not talking about a one-off course, a $297 course, or a $97 course. I have no idea what happened just now, or why YouTube just suddenly decided to go, oh no, we're done. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna pick back up, but I'm talking about a premium course, right? I'm talking about you packaging your IP, your intellectual property, your wisdom, your knowledge that you've gained from your life experiences into the format of those courses. And so that's very important to me. So yeah, pre-sell your course first. Now, one of the other questions that I get, remember I talked about, we're going to talk about things that happen after you pre-sell your course, after you have students enrolled. Another question is regarding your course content. How long should the course be? This is a question I get all the time. I love this question. 4 to 8 weeks, all right? No more than 8 weeks, please, per course. No more than 8 weeks. Once you hit the 8-week mark, if you feel there's something else that you want to teach on that particular topic, then you can create another course. Once you understand how to create courses, it's easy to continue creating them. So you start to build out a program, and not just, again, a one-off course. You don't have to cram everything. Because of this method that I teach, you don't have to cram everything into one course. Because what ends up happening when people feel overwhelmed inside of your programs, they feel overwhelmed by information, because when you're cramming things like that, it becomes information, and it becomes information overload. People are no longer buying information. People are buying results. They're buying transformation. They're buying things that are going to help them get where it is that they want to be, not just continuing for them to consume information. Okay, like, these platforms are great, the free information is all out there, but that's not what people actually need. Even the AI tools that we're using currently is information. People need implementation, people need transformation, people need results. Okay, so that's what they're looking for. So when you start to cram and you find yourself cramming information into your courses, it becomes information, and that's when it becomes information overload, overwhelm. And when people feel overwhelmed, they stop doing stuff. Okay, so people don't finish your courses, but we need people to finish your courses so they get the results, so they get the transformation, and they can tell other people about what their experience has been inside of your program. Does that make sense? So 4 to 8 weeks, no more than 8 weeks per course, please. Okay, please. After that, just create another course. All right, very, very important. Now, the other thing that I want to put here, and so I don't overwhelm or cram too much information, okay, in this particular episode, I do want to highlight the fact that every single week of your course, your students should be getting a result. Now, you should have one outcome, one result attached to each of your courses inside of your program. So a major outcome, I call it the awesome outcome. What's the overall goal? What's the overall transformation that is going to be the result of your course? Okay, that's your awesome outcome. However, let's say you have a 6-week course. We'll take the middle ground there, right? 4 to 8 weeks. So let's say we got 6 weeks. A 6-week course every single week from week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and week 6. There should be these mini results, is what I like to call them. Meaning there should be a result that your student or client is getting at the end or during their every single week, every single module of your program. That's what's going to retain your students' attention. That's what's going to help them go, okay, I can see the results starting to happen. It's kind of like you think about like workout programs, and sometimes those take a little time, okay, to see the results. But if you measure the things accurately, you can measure other things besides like your physical results. So when you're doing programs like that, for instance, in the right way, maybe you'll have your clients measure, how do you feel today? What's your energy like this week, right? What's been different? What have you noticed? Because they're eating different. And so they can measure energy. Everything inside of your programs is measurable. And when you take these approaches, when you take these things into consideration, I always come on these episodes and I'm like, how can I provide things that will help people take action and not just consume more information? So if you're taking all of this into consideration, and if you're catching this towards the end, then go back and watch the beginning of this episode and really dive into the nuances of course creation. Again, all of these tips are going to happen after you have students enrolled. Okay, so make sure you pre-sell your course first, enroll your students, and then go into your content creation and this plan for mapping out how you're going to deliver your content, your knowledge, your wisdom, all right, to your students and clients. If you need help with that, with any part of this, whether it's niching down your topic or actually creating the content for your courses, maybe it's pre-selling it so that you can get your message out there. Because again, you're not supposed to stay local, okay? If you need some help, then 2 ways that you can get started. I'm teaching live again this week on Thursday. You can jump into my live class. It's a live workshop, and it's we go into like some advanced strategies about course creation and premium courses. So if you're like, I never thought about premium pricing, how do I do that? What should my topic actually be? Come to the class. We're going to walk through it step by step, okay? And I'll show you exactly what your topic should be, how to price premium, and how to start pre-selling so you know what audience you're selling to, okay? GD, hello. You can get started if you're interested in the workshop at jumpfirstacademy.org/VIP. I dropped the links in the description below. The other way that you can get started, if you're like, I can't wait for Thursday, I need to get started now, you can go ahead and grab the on-demand training. There's an on-demand training at jumpfirstacademy.org. Once you go through that training, it's quick and easy, okay? I made it straight to the point, and I made it so that you can implement as you go. So there are tools and resources in there to help you implement. jumpfirstacademy.org takes less than 30 minutes. Inside of that training, I also put an opportunity for you to apply to grab a strategy session with me. We will go deeper into understanding, again, what specifically is going to work for your business when it comes to teaching what you know. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. This is all I have for today. I'm going to go grab my coffee. All right. I'm on the go today. So I'm on the move, but I didn't want to miss connecting with you all. Know that I appreciate you. Thank you for helping me build such a positive community, okay? And one that where we are not just talking about our gifts and talents, but we're actually using them, and we're using them to help other people. Again, jumpfirstacademy.org to get started, and I'll see more of y'all back here tomorrow. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, like button, bell notification so you know when new episodes like this drop, and we can hang out live. I love talking to y'all, interacting with y'all, answering answering questions, all of those things. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. And if you caught the end of this replay, go ahead and catch it from the beginning. Okay? I love y'all. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Bye, y'all.